Hey everyone, Dual Blade here. Now, I know you might be wondering something. Why am I wearing this? It looks ridiculous. Especially with this thing on my face. Well, that is because while we are waiting for Rogue Diamond to be finished, I am going to show you an updated version of my notebook collection. And just to fit into that occasion, I am wearing my Steve shirt. I really love it. It's really cool. You know, even though it doesn't really make sense since I was born when Joe came on and I grew up with him, yet I'm wearing a Steve shirt. Whatever. Okay. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I recently got 3 new notebooks and I recently made a small mistake on my original video of the collection. So I'm going to correct it while also showing you some new notebooks that I got. The first notebook we are going to look at, of course, is the original Steve notebook. But here's something special. I actually got 2 regular Steve notebooks. I know, how lucky am I? Not that lucky. Okay, so you might be wondering, why do you have 2 notebooks of the same of the same version? Like, what's the point? Well, it's because of this. Look at this. I'm pretty sure you're aware of my last collection video that all of my notebooks had a white background in the back. Well, this notebook has the correct back. Look at that! I love this! It makes it look like it's from the actual show, even though it's not really. Because, like, you know, it's still laminated, it's still handmade, spiral's still plastic, you know. And when I got this notebook, it came with a special crayon. It was a special Steve crayon. That's the wrong crayon. Let me fix that. That's actually for a different notebook we're going to be looking at later on today. Take that as a hint. This is what I wanted to show. This is the real Steve crayon. Well, it's not a replica, but look at it. And what's amazing about this one is the fact that it's actually bigger than the crayons from the pack. Look at this. Really cool. So, the regular Steve notebook, with the white background, I use it like this. I open it up and I use my finger to hold it up like this, like Kevin does in the UK, to hide the fact that it has a white background on it. So, it's like this. Notebook. Draw the clue. Done. Okay. Close it. Crayon. Done. And with this one, I use it like this. Since it has a correct back, I can pull it down. Done. Close it. There we go. And I don't think you've noticed it, but look at this. Look closely at the notebooks. This one is a slightly more olive-ish type green, and the thinking chair is slightly bigger. Cool, right? So yeah. So these are my regular Steve notebooks. Up next is the birthday notebook from Blue's birthday. And it doesn't really make sense, though. The way it was designed doesn't make sense, because look at this. It has the usual yellow ribbon on it, but look at the back. The back of the ribbon is back here. So, if this ribbon is connected to this ribbon, that means the notebook can't open. The back of this ribbon is supposed to go on the back of the cover, but guess what? It doesn't, because it's a white background! Yay! So, the way I use it is like this. Draw it? Okay. Yeah. So, that's the birthday notebook. Up next is the treasure hunt notebook from Blue's Big Treasure Hunt. This is really cool. But what's interesting about this one is that there are a few differences from this notebook and the notebook from the episode. The first thing you should notice is the spiral. Originally in the episode, they have regular yellow spirals. But this one has a gold spiral instead. And also the outline around it. In the episode, it was black, just like the other notebooks as well. But it's also gold. Or, I guess, yellow. But I don't mind it. And it didn't come with the golden crayon. It didn't. It actually came with this one. This notebook came with this crayon. I'm being 100% serious. Which is a little weird. And this also came with the notebook. Look at that. It's the treasure map from the same episode. So that means all we have to do is we have to follow this map all the way to the X. I got it. It's really cool. And of course, here's a showcase of it. Yeah. Okay. That's it for this one. Up next is the nighttime notebook from Blue's Big Pajama Party. It only made one appearance. In the episode when Steve draws a lamp when it's outside. He says, "Hey, look, my notebook looks a little different in the dark." But here's an interesting fact, though. This notebook is used in the entire episode of the Portuguese version. You know, with Duarte. Duarte uses this notebook instead of the regular notebook. Yeah, he uses this entire notebook for the rest of the entire episode. While in the UK version and the US version, this is only seen once during the second clue. But this is also different than the episode one, because in the episode, this entire cover and the back cover, they're supposed to be black, and the thinking chair is not supposed to be outlined with yellow. But I guess, but for this one, they outlined it with the yellow, and they outlined the thinking chair with yellow too. I don't know why. I don't know why they did that. But here's a showcase. Okay. Oh, it also has a white cover. Okay. And yes, all of the notebooks, except for 3 of them, have a white back. Up next is the Holiday Notebook from Blue's Big Holiday. In the episode, it's supposed to jingle, like sleigh bells. No, it doesn't. It's just a regular notebook with pages. This one, I actually don't mind it having a white background because it kind of fits. Even though in the episode, it has a black background. But the thing is, I gotta be very careful with this notebook because it's flimsy. It's very, very flimsy. Like, I can easily bend it without even trying. Okay, here is a showcase. Yeah, okay. All right, and last, but certainly not least, is the Nature Notebook from Nature. As you can see, it doesn't have a thinking chair on it, and it's a thinking rock. And the spiral is also brown. But there's a big difference. You know why? Well, it's not just the white background, but it's also the pages. In the episode, the pages are actually brown, but for this version, they made it yellow. I know there's another version of the laminated nature notebook where it actually has brown pages, but it still has a white background. And this one also came with a special crayon. For my collection, it gave me a blue version, not like, you know, a black version. I know the last clue was the sky, and Steve does use a blue crayon to you know, color in the sky. I mean, I don't think if you could call this a crayon. I think in the episode it's more like a pencil, but you can obviously tell this is a crayon. But this crayon is blue, while the rest is black. But the other version of the nature notebook also it came with a black version of this, but my collection gave me a blue version. Okay, I don't mind that. So here's a showcase. Here it is with the crayon inside. Try the clue. Okay. There we go. Okay, and before I move on, there's also something about this notebook too. In other versions, there's also another version of this notebook where it actually has it doesn't have a white background to it. But I guess I got the first generation of this notebook along with everything else. But that's all right. So that is all of my Steve notebooks, and it's time to move on to my favorite kind of notebooks. You know what that is? Yep, the Joe notebooks. You already know, I love Joe. I grew up with him. Okay, so the first notebook we are going to see is the regular Joe notebook. And yes, this is the regular Joe notebook. This isn't the holiday notebook like the last one. Nope, this time I actually got myself a real Joe notebook. Yep. And this is the best part. Yeah, double-sided. I love this so much. You can't see it, but I'm have like the biggest smile on my face. And actually, this notebook actually came with a special crayon. But I'm gonna show you something really cool. This is the best part of my collection. Ready? Yep. These are Joe's crayons. Every single color. Let's see. We got your green. We got yellow. We got the multicolor, even though he doesn't use that. We have the purple. We have the red. We have the blue. And the most famous color of them all, the orange. And I'm going to show it like this. Look at that. This is so cool. Right? Now, I know this crayon is way too big for the spiral. It's not working. And here's the thing. It's because, for some reason, in the laminated versions of the Joe notebook, they only put 5 holes for the spiral. The real Joe notebook has 6. Why do they do that? Oh, I guess to rub it in collector's face, like, no, this isn't the actual Joe notebook. It only has 5 holes. It's supposed to have 6. And yes, all of the other notebooks, all the other Joe notebooks I have, it only has 5 holes. And this is no exception. But yeah. And when I got this notebook, it actually came with an orange crayon. So I have 2 orange crayons in here, in the with the Joe crayons. So here is a showcase of it. There we go. Okay, so that's the regular Joe notebook. Next, I'll move on to the car notebook from Blue's Big Car Trip. And since this one uses a purple crayon, I'll use it to showcase it with this. Instead of the thinking chair, it's shaped like a car, and of course, white back. So here is the showcase. I really like that the different versions of Joe's notebooks, they still retain the same thinking chair shape. They just, change it. Change a bit of the cover, just like with the Steve notebooks. There we go. Up next, we have, the Love Day notebook from Love Day. It's, instead of the regular thinking chair shape, it's shaped entirely like a heart. And of course, we all know what is on the back. Yeah. And to showcase this one, I'll use the green squared crayon. The crayon stopper is actually pretty good. The crayon stopper is one that stops the crayon, from flinging out. Like that episode in Blue is frustrated when, Steve tries to take out the crayon, but then it launches. That part always makes me laugh. So, careful. Okay. Like this. Here's the showcase. And I think Joe has big hands, because I can barely fit my hand around this notebook. But the one thing I really like about, some of these notebooks is the fact that it makes a slap when you close it. Look. Like that. I love the sound of that. It's really cool. Okay. So that is the Heart notebook. Up next is a notebook that wasn't used in the series. This is the Holiday notebook. Well, Joe's Holiday notebook. And I originally used this one as the regular Joe notebook because, it has this back. But this is the real notebook. Since I already have a normal Joe notebook, I switched the pages back, and of course it has a white back, obviously. Love it. Hang on. Showcase with the crayon. And I'm pretty sure some of you noticed, with some of these Joe notebooks, the, what's it called? The pages are pretty stiff. Like, they can't, bend and, do that. I don't know why, but whatever. So, yeah. There's that. And here is the biggest notebook of them all. The Golden Joe notebook from Meet Blue's Baby Brother. This was the final notebook used in the original series. And sadly, this isn't the double-sided one. This also has a white background. But I love it nonetheless. And this one came with a special crayon. This one. This is the special crayon that came with the Golden Joe notebook, not the treasure hunt notebook like I thought. No. Again, it was this crayon that came with the treasure hunt notebook. this came with the Golden Joe notebook. So let's showcase it, but I'll do a special showcase. You know what we need now? Our golden handy dandy notebook, right? But yeah, this is really cool. Okay, and here my final notebook, the final notebook in my collection, which was pretty sure hinted at by this crayon, is the Josh notebook from Blue's Clues and You. Look at that. Blue stripes, blue striped crayon. And I gotta admit, the crayon stopper for this one, this is solid. And obviously, you know, with the way Josh showcased it, he's like, notebook on one side, phone on the other. Notebook, phone, notebook, phone, notebook, phone, notebook, phone. No. This doesn't do anything. Nope. But it's a very cool notebook nonetheless. And it also has a back. Yeah. This is the best one ever. Okay. And let's do a small showcase. And it bears a lot of resemblance to the order pad from Cafe Blue. And as you can tell, it doesn't really look... I mean, it got the colors down and the crayon. But the thing is, in the show, the blue stripes and the blue stripes on the crayon, they're a lot lighter. The crayon's smaller. It's not this fat. It's not this fat. It really isn't. It's as fat as the regular Steve notebooks. I don't know why they made it this fat, but okay. Whatever. This is still a very cool notebook. Okay, so besides all of that, that's pretty much all of my notebooks. I still got the 4 packs of crayons. I have the paw prints, golden paw prints. But and I'll show it to you again, just because. The Joe crayons. I love these so much. I really do. Out of all of the notebooks, my favorite one, definitely the original Joe notebook. I love. I really love this thing. Yeah. And my second favorite, the original Steve notebook. Of course, this is a classic. Come on. If this isn't in your top 3, come on. And my third favorite, it is the Golden Joe notebook. Yeah. So this is my top 3. My top 3 favorite notebooks. First place, Joe's original notebook. Second place, Steve's original notebook. And third place, the Golden Joe notebook. I know, only one Steve notebook and two Joes, and 2 Joe notebooks. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are all my notebooks.